Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you this cut crease neutral look that I did today. I used the Laura Lee X Violet Voss palette to create this look, and I love how it turned out. It's not perfect. I have to say that, you know, not every makeup day is created equal. One day you could do the perfect line or the perfect blend or whatever. It's definitely not perfect. I don't want to say that at all, but I do really like how it turned out, and hopefully you do too. This is a gorgeous look that I've been wearing so much lately, and I love cut crease. Every time I see a cut crease, it just inspires me. So I really wanted to just sit down and share with you all the best way that I found to do a cut crease. So leave me your comments down below letting me know what you think. I always love reading those. So if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I would love for you to stick around and be a part of the fam. Don't forget to follow me also on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I will have those all listed down below in the description. And I think that's enough talking for one day, so let's just go ahead and get into the tutorial. So starting out with the face, we're going to prime with the Smashbox. This is the Pore Perfecting Primer, and I love it. It's so good. I'm just wiping that all over my T-zone. Then we're going to go in with the Too Faced 24 Hour Shadow Insurance. Moving into the Laura Lee X Violet Voss palette, I'm going to take this flat shader brush and basic, and we're going to run that all over the lid just to give us a nice clean base from the primer so that the shadows will be easier to blend. And then we're going to take our e.l.f. blending brush, we're going to take Britches and start building up that crease color. Now at a certain point in your blending, you want to start flicking out the color so that you start creating that nice cut crease look. We're just doing the same exact thing on the other eye, and then I'm going to go in with this denser crease brush, and I'm going to take Whiskers, which is a slightly darker shade, and start to build up that color. You want to go as slow as you can with this. Do not rush at all, or else it will not come out good unless you are an expert. So go slow. That's my tip and my advice for this look. And then we're going to take a pencil brush. This is by IT Cosmetics, and the darker brown shade in the palette, which is called Bubs. And we're just going to really begin to carve out that crease with this brush, really focusing the color in on that. It doesn't matter if you get a little bit on the lid or not, because we're going to go over it. And then we're just going to make sure that we blend everything nicely together, because after the next step you won't be able to go back and blend the colors together. So as you can see, I took a little bit more Britches, which is the lightest brown shade that we use as our transition color, just to smoke everything out and make sure everything's nice and blended. Now I'm just going to be taking this Urban Decay flat shader brush and some of my Tarte. This is the Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm going to start to carve out my lid. Again, with this technique, you want to go really slow just to make sure that you don't mess up your lines, because once you put the shimmer on, if you have any glitter at all in your crease, it's going to peek through that darker shade even though it is so dark, because it is a shimmer. So just make sure you go nice and slow. And I have hooded eyes, so it's a lot harder for me to determine how far up to take my crease, and if you're like me, you will understand the struggle because it is real. I just go a little bit above where my crease naturally is in my eye. That's how I determine it, and whatever looks good is where I stop. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Tickled Pink, actually a lot. We're going to really pack that on there using patting motions instead of swiping motions. Whenever you swipe it, it makes the pigment not as strong, so definitely recommend patting as opposed to swiping. And you're just gonna bring that all the way up to the line that you created with your concealer. This is probably the most important step out of the whole cut crease look. I used to try and do cut creases all the time and I didn't do this step, but it really is the key to a cut crease. You just want to take the smallest lip brush possibly that you can find, and you're going to go in with the darker shade again, which is Bubs, and you're just going to carve out your crease one last time, making sure not to get too much on the glitter, but just to follow that line wherever you want your line to be. I find this to be probably the hardest part of the whole tutorial, but it is definitely worth it and a step that you do not want to skip. Next, we are going to go in with our e.l.f. brush again, and we're going to lightly blend everything out. I like to use upward motions when I'm blending. Sometimes I'll go back and forth. It really just depends on what lid shade we are using. And then I'm just going to take a makeup removing wipe and clean up that outer line just so it's nice and pristine whenever we go in with eyeliner, because it's going to make it easier to draw in your eyeliner. Now I'm just taking my foundation. I've been using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation and I have been loving it. I'm just blending that in with my beauty blender and it is really great coverage. I'm just putting a little bit more on my cheeks where I'm breaking out. This foundation is really affordable, so I really recommend going in and picking it up. I got mine at Rite Aid. And then we're just going in with concealer. I've been doing this thing where I've been taking my concealer straight away and setting it so that I don't get as many lines. I'm just setting it with the banana shade in the Anastasia contour kit. And I'm doing the same thing all around my face, including my smile lines. You can see here I'm doing the pufferfish face. And just really setting that powder down in there so that nothing moves. Then I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Better Skin powder and setting my whole face. Then for bronzer, I'm going to be using this Revlon bronzer, actually I think it's a blush brush, and just my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm going to be using that all over my face and down my nose to contour with. Next, taking this BH Cosmetics blush palette, I'm going to be taking this really light pink color in the palette and just dusting that on my cheekbones. I didn't want something very extreme for this look, so that's why I went with such a light color. And then for highlight, I'm going to be taking Becca X Jaclyn Hill, and this is the Prosecco Pop color. I wanted a more golden highlight, so I'm just doing that down the bridge of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. And then I'm going to be doing my brows off camera. I used the Maybelline Master Precise Brow pencil, whatever it is. It's their newest pencil that they just came out with. I used the same thing in my last tutorial, which was an all Maybelline one brand tutorial. And then you saw where I used my e.l.f. shader brush, and I used Britches in the palette just to begin the transition on our lower lashes. And then I went in with a Smashbox smudger brush and Whiskers, which is the second darkest color, and I blended that together, and then I took Bubs finally and blended that in as well. Now I'm just setting my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is my favorite setting spray of all time. It is so good. And then we're taking Sugar in the Laura Lee palette, and we're gonna highlight our inner corner above the brow bones. Now I'm gonna be taking these Ardell Glamour lashes and applying them off camera. We're moving on to lips, but first off I wanted to mention that I used the Makeup Forever Excessive Lash for my mascara. I'm taking this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Pink Really Hard. And that completes this look, you guys. I hope you all liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.